Sonia, Dorinda, Ramona, oh my.
Who is saying hi and who is going bye-bye?
Virtual reality.
Hi, I'm Danny.
And I'm Evan.
And we gotta talk about RHONY. It is now a BOGO deal. We're getting 2 for 1. What's going on, Evan?
I'm so excited. Honestly, like 2 versions of the Real Housewives of New York City. It truly feels like a dream come true. It's really a lot to unpack though. This whole idea of an entirely new cast, and then also this other show with all the OG stars. I'm excited, but I'm like already thinking about like who's gonna make it on the OG show. I wonder who they're gonna cast on the new reboot.
No, right? I do kind of love, and I don't want any of the ladies to attack me, that Bravo did in a way just make their own like retirement 55 and up community, and they're calling it RHONY Legacy. They're like, no, okay, grandma, come over here. Except no one that I think is on it is gonna be a grandma because they're all still young and fun and living their best lives. But what I need, Dorinda, Kelly, I must say Tinsley.
Yes, I agree. Those are like my top 3.
Those are my 3. That's my moon, sun, and rising of the RHONY legacy. I think they would be so fun to come back.
Totally, yeah. I'd also love to see Jill in the mix and Luann and Sonia. I don't know if I need Ramona. It's from the interview that Andy gave with Variety, it almost seems like he might not need Ramona. He like did not mention her name. When he was pressed to mention her name, he would not mention her name. So I don't know, maybe they're just trying to figure out how to deal with Ramona behind the scenes, because there's that big part of the fandom that wants to see her get the boot.
Oh, yes. Well, because that's what was interesting, because Andy said in the interview that like everyone who is beloved will be there. And it's like, is Ramona beloved, or is she just lying about donating her blood a lot, or their plasma? So I know I could really see her kind of get on the boat, which would just cause such an uproar. And I mean, while we're just here hypothesizing about RHONY, you just talked to someone who is like closer than we will ever be to RHONY.
Okay, so this is so strange because I literally interviewed Dorinda the day before this announcement was made. And obviously I wanted to get her thoughts on what she thinks the next iteration of RHONY should look like.
I think we need old school. I mean, of course, I'm very close to Lou, and Sonia's a great housewife, just the old school girls.
I don't know if she was aware of this announcement that they're definitely going to corral the old school girls back together. Like when they say old, they mean old. So yeah, the old school girls will definitely reunite for this new show. And Dorinda seems like she's super interested in being a part of it. She mentioned that she would have never left Bravo and that it wasn't her decision.
Well, that's what I love, that she's like, no, I miss it and I want it back. And I think she can do a victory lap because every single person that watches the show wants her back too.
Oh my God, totally. And she even mentioned, she was like, I'm a good housewife. I was like, yes. It reminded me of when Britney Spears said in that documentary, I wasn't good, I was great. I was like, yes, Dorinda. Just
Britney and Dorinda, 2 icons, 2 blonde icons in the world. But it's funny you say that Dorinda was hinting at that, because then even on Watch What Happens Live, Luann, like Andy asked Luann, what OGs do you want back too?
What past New York housewife? I mean, I have a plethora of them that I'd like to see come back.
Yeah, give me one.
I'd like to see Kelly come back. Kelly Benson.
She's a real estate agent in New York now.
That's right.
Yeah, and you're still very much in touch.
And of course Jill.
Yeah.
And Darren.
Also, Dorinda in my interview, she mentioned all these names who she'd like to see back on the show, but she did not mention Ramona. And so I was like, well, what about Ramona? They're still not friends. And she seems completely unbothered by that. She says that she does not even think about reconciling with Ramona, that she realized that they became 2 very different people after the COVID pandemic. So yeah, I feel like that ship has sailed.
Okay, I mean, and Ramona's housewife ship might be sailing as well. Who knows? RHONY is changing, I feel like, every single day, but Jersey, I feel like, stays the same. It's about family, it's about love bubbles, and nothing will ever change. Most notably, the thing that will never change is Theresa's temper, because girl comes in like a wrecking ball every episode, and I loved her just like coming into this bonding thing that Tracy really tried to make cute, and it just did not go well.
Otherwise, you're gonna look like shit. You already do. You look like shit. Okay. I do? Yeah. How do I look like shit? You look like shit all last year. Oh, really?
Oh my God.
Why?
Well, she's just not about Tracy at all. And we've talked about this, that, we call her Tracy Tryhard. She's doing the most, and she has come for Theresa. And, at first I was kind of like surprised at how, you know, cool Theresa was being to Tracy's face, but now we're finally feeling the wrath of Theresa, and she's gonna take this girl down because she's like, oh, you want to talk about the Louis rumors? Well, let's talk about the Tiki rumors.
Why is Tracy asking questions? I heard she was the nanny living with them and the wife was pregnant. Am I asking those questions? No.
I wonder if Tracy expected this. Like, did she know that if she poked the bear, all this drama was going to happen? Maybe it was part of her master plan to just have some drama and become a bigger part of the show. I don't know.
Now, I could actually see that happening because Tracy has nothing going on besides the all the alleged and shenanigans of 2010 with her and Tiki Barber. And I do think Theresa was nice to Tracy for the first few episodes because she genuinely thought she was a PA on set. Because she's like, who is this girl? Who is this? And then when I was like, she's like, oh, she's on the show. I'm gonna go after her. She's like, oh, she can make fun of me if she's on the show. But now that she's like, oh, she's fair game. She's not in the guild. I'm gonna go for her guts. Yeah. And I don't think because Marge and Trey are sparring. Last we saw, Marge can handle herself. Marge knows what she's doing.
Yes.
Tracy, I don't think she does. I don't know if she realizes the bear that was poked. Because I do think you're on the money. She did it to get some attention on her, but I don't know if this is the attention she wants. I mean, because that's what I love about the Jersey friendships. Like, they're just so intense and dramatic and over the top. But Bravo, most friendships get to that level. And, you know, we talked a lot about the Housewives ladies. The men of Bravo are just as intense and dramatic in their friendships. I mean, we had the Craig and Austen that just won't leave my TV.
You're a loser and everyone knows it. Don't ever shut the door on me, okay?
But I guess they're not fighting anymore. Craig recently sat down with Paige 6.
I don't watch just because, you know, I'm healthier not watching. I think Austin's in that same boat this week. I know that things went a little south for him. And what I will say, you know, to Austin's credit on, here, let me see how I can say that, is that ever since that happened last summer, like him and I didn't speak for 2 months after his visit to the house, right? And so ever since then, and you'll see this on Southern Charm, we have to get past that and work through it. And so we've spent months working on our relationship.
This past episode of Summer House, like, it's all I can think about. It was truly cinematic. Like, it's time for these kids to collect their Emmys because it is the best thing on Broadway.
I don't smoke. I needed a cigarette after it. I was like, what did I just go through? And it was half of a night. They got a full episode over half of a night. We had 5 episodes of Beverly Hills about like a dog. Like Summer House is really putting in the work. And I think to your point too, Craig was stuck in the middle because Austen and Paige are really, Austen, don't slam a door in front of Paige DeSorbo. I would never. And Paige wanted to say that this was her house and she was defending her girl Sierra, and Austen was in all of the wrongs. And I'm glad Craig, you know, he stuck by his lady.
He did stick by his lady, and his lady is an absolute icon. Like, this is the Paige-a-stance. Admittedly, I've never been an anti-Paige person, but I've never been like a diehard Paige stan. I am a stan now. Her performance on this episode was everything to me. The way she was like, don't try me in my own house, you're an effing loser, and everybody knows it. Like, she was going off, and I felt it in my soul. Like, that's like the kind of, like, that's who I wish I could be.
Oh yes, and that's who I wish I would want as my friend, like, to go like that for me. Oh God, it was heaven.
Also, Danielle. I love Danielle, but I did not love Danielle in this episode. She was like Lindsay's little handmaid. And then she's throwing glasses in girls' faces the next I can't.
You better sit down. You bitch. You better watch yourself.
Well, that's what I'm ready for. Next episode.
I am. Yeah, it's gonna be a bomb-ass episode.
Which also now all these ladies, they're serving. They might have completed their housewife boot camp, and they might be ready for the new reboot of RHONY. You know what I mean?
Like, this is housewife style behavior.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I want everyone who's watching right now to let us know. Would you want all the Summer House girls to graduate to RHONY? Who do you want casted on RHONY? What OGs do you want? We're very curious. I mean, we made our points clear, but we need to know what you guys think.
Yeah, let us know. Also, I want to mention I do love Danielle.
Oh, I love Danielle. I'm afraid of everybody on Summer House, so I love them all.
I love you, Danielle.
Yeah, no, Danielle.
Don't throw a glass in my face.